Welcome back to Las Vegas, Nevada for the World Three-Wall Ball Outdoor Championships alongside Dave Fink. It is the men's pro doubles finals. Big ball three-wall with Manny Razzle-Dazzle Sanchez, his doubles partner, the Machine, Samson Hernandez, going up against the current two-time yellow jersey winners. That's Ricky Ruiz and Timbo Gonzalez from New York.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Dave, this usually turns out to be the marquee event of the tournament. It's the encore of big ball handball. It's always the final match of the men's division, and it always produces fireworks, whether it's because of close matches or arguments or rowdy galleries or all three or more. It's hard to really separate yourself in three-wall big ball doubles because you've got four guys that can literally pick up anything, and it just becomes a war of attrition.
Went up to the referee prior to this and said, you know, we're looking for one of the top refs that we've been evaluating this weekend. You're one of those guys. Would you like to step in and do this? He said, I'm just really tired, fatigued right now. The sun is getting to me. And I said, the tournament organizers are paying the referee. He goes, I'm not so tired anymore. That's exactly how he said it. Good comedic timing. Referee is one of the top 8 players. His name is Kevin Gonzalez.
Is he being paid in sand or cash?
He gets cash for this one. Unfortunately, he has to give back a social security number, though. That's how that works out. You're watching this coverage on the Watch ESPN app.
And Dave, I know you're an astute observer of body language. Samson does not look good this morning.
That's not good-looking body language right there.
I mean, he just hit his first practice shot 50 feet over the wall.
You guys serve.
I don't even think Samson warmed up, Dave.
Alex. They're going to be linemen. Alex, you okay?
So, Dave, are we doing this line by committee? Because we've never agreed on anything, so I don't know how that's going to work out.
Right here.
That's going to be tough.
Huh?
I mean, I am closer to it, but whatever I say, you're going to disagree with anyway, so.
That's a good point.
Yeah. It's probably not going to end well, is what I'm saying.
Hopefully it doesn't have to come down to that.
But you know it will.
I'll let you go ahead and make the decision on the line, but I don't want you to use instant replay to do it. You're just going to have to do it live. If they go to instant replay, you can't comment.
Oh, so you're the instant replay judge.
That's right.
You're the guy sitting up in the booth in Toronto in the NHL.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our instant replays take a total of 12 seconds. And now we're underway for the men's pro doubles finals.
Get the pre-hugs out of the way, Dave.
Well, it might not happen during or after the match, so.
0, serving 0.
And there's a first quick point for team
Good ball.
Ruiz.
Surprised that Samson and Razzle let that ball go.
Hey, you guys don't have no more balls?
Fortunately, we just saved some money there, Dave. Our referee fined half his check for not being prepared with enough handballs.
Seems
1,
to be
serving 0.
a little bit of organized chaos here. And that's due in part by the thousands of players getting into the stands, the fans in the stands. Everybody walking by the cameras has everybody in disarray.
Well, I believe that Ricky has an advantage in this match because he just played. Even though he might be a little bit fatigued, these guys are looking like they've got some serious cobwebs going on from a night in Vegas. I mean, you've got, you know, one of the best doubles players in the game hitting the fence on a routine shot.
2, serving 1.
Dave, Timbo Gonzalez, wearing the yellow jersey, came into this event with hopes of winning 4 yellow jerseys, but he was knocked out early in every division except for this doubles. So he's trying to salvage his event here, Dave.
3, serving 2.
Kind of like a swimmer, Dave, that enters the freestyle, the butterfly, the backstroke, and the
3, serving 3.
medley. Expecting to win them all, but, you know, comes down to the last event without one title. I know you tuned me out there.
4 serving 3. Good ball.
Dave, we talked about
4
the
serving
arguments in
4.
doubles. Oftentimes those arguments are between the partners.
Often, it's 90% of the arguments. Now, Manny Razzle Dazzle is about
5 serving
6'4"
4.
and 260 pounds. And you would think a guy like that just shouldn't be able to perform well in this game, but he just does. He has those long arms, and he just stands and takes up so
6
much
serving
space.
4.
Well, right now, Sampson and Razzle are playing unbelievably well. Already their 5th kill shot. Very difficult to end rallies in doubles, Dave, and they're doing it.
7 serving 4.
And a terrible error there from Timbo, and you can see Ricky losing patience with his right side partner.
8 serving 4.
And Dave, the way these partnerships work, you can win 5 tournaments in a row, you lose 1 match, and it's over.
Well, they'll never talk to you again. Doubles partners split the sheets, and now you see Timbo's
Time
not
out.
yelling at
First time
Ricky
out.
on that bad
9
shot, but
serving 4, eh?
the reverse of that happens every single
9,
rally.
4.
Let's see if we can get a look at these two that are right in front of our booth here. Is our amazing cameraman, Tanner Cleveland, is going to focus in on these guys.
Well,
You can see Ricky's not just turned his back on Timbo, doesn't even want to look at him. I mean, he told him a couple of things, but I think he's had his fill already. It's not as though he can win this match 2-on-1. He can't. He's going to need Timbo.
now you see Shorty Ruiz giving his brother Ricky a little bit of juice here. By juice, I mean water.
30 seconds.
And you see Ricky and Sampson sharing the same bottle of water. They're playing against each other, Dave.
Well, that happens in Major League Baseball. I mean, Alex Rodriguez is, you know, he was sharing substances
Steroids
with other players. I mean,
Well, I mean, in baseball, they talk at first base. They make
9
dinner
serving
plans
4.
after a single. So,
That's true.
I mean, oh, and that's a shot that Manny makes 90% of the time.
I mean, what else are you going to talk
5
about at
serving
first?
9.
The game's boring.
10 serving
not when
5.
your team's the Pittsburgh Pirates, making a second run to the playoffs, 2 straight years.
And that ball stays in.
Great lob from Ricky there.
6 serving 10.
And as bad as Ricky and Timbo have played to start this off, the score is 7-10 here.
7 serving 10.
Only 3 points behind.
Oh.
Make that 2.
So that timeout has served Team Timbo and
8
Ruiz
serving
well. 4 straight winning points. And that ball hits
Over
Timbo.
ball.
People at home might be
8
wondering,
serving
doesn't
10.
that hurt? Well, not really. The ball is pretty soft.
Oh, look at that get from Timbo Gonzalez. Unbelievable retrieve right there. 1 inch high. That was amazing.
9 serving 10. Good ball, fool. You got it.
Don't know what the 1 finger up means.
Got on 1 bounce.
Never,
9 serving 10.
nobody was questioning it.
And no, he was. He appealed it. He thought this gentleman here to my right was the line judge, but in fact, I'm the line judge here.
11 serving 9.
Nice pickup right
Wow.
there from Samson Hernandez. Excuse me, Ricky, and then Samson puts it away with a remarkable
12
play to the
serving
left.
9.
12-9 is the score here.
I think, Dave, I wrote off Sampson because of 1 loss, and you forget he's still the #1 player in the world.
13 serving 9.
Look at that touch. Just amazing. That ball comes at him 65 miles per hour
Possible
from
point,
just
serving 9.
6 feet from the wall, and he redirects it in the corner at about 10 miles per hour. Oh my.
Game.
And that first game goes to Razzle Dazzle and Samson Hernandez with that hard spike miss from Timbo Gonzalez. We're going to take a quick break, Dave, and we'll assess what we just saw there in game number 1. Stick around. We'll have just a quick break and then, well, you know, yeah, let's have a quick break and then come back in just a few. We'll have Molly Jean Trotter with a interview. If she was out on the floor, I'd probably stay. But if not, let's just go to a break and we'll be back in just a bit at ESPN and the Watch ESPN app.
Ahern Rentals is the largest independently owned and operated rental business in the United States. We are proud to maintain outstanding working relationships with over 100 manufacturers, including JLG, Skyjack, Genie, Kubota, Multiquip, Honda, and many more. From coast to coast, Ahern Rentals is here to service your equipment rental needs. For a complete list of locations near you, please visit us at www.ahern.com or call 1-800-400-1610.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Back in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, and we are right back onto the floor here. Timbo Gonzalez and Ricardo Ruiz losing the first one. Samson Hernandez.
One game away from the dissolution of Team Ruiz Timbo. That'll mark the end of their team and friendship if they lose this game.
Historically, that's probably true.
Oh. And you see Timbo just not playing that corner well, and that shows some of his three-wall inexperience there.
1 serving 0.
Dave, Timbo came up to me last night and said, I'm the fastest player in handball, right? I mean, I don't know how to answer a question like that, but he doesn't look like it today.
Well, he said the same thing to me, and that should have been considered some type of avoidable, but he said the same thing to me. I said, well, you're the fastest to get removed from this tournament.
Serving 0.
In multiple divisions. I've never seen that happen so quick. He said, yo, Dave, you're just fooling. You're always fooling. I said, I wasn't actually joking. I mean,
no, you were reporting the facts.
I mean, you're out of the division, at least 2 of the 4 that you entered on the first day. And the third one on the second day. Now, luckily for you, you're in the finals tomorrow, but not playing like he's in the finals.
Good ball.
Well, yesterday did face match point in the semifinals. He could have been out of all those divisions in the first or second round.
3 serving 1.
I like that shot.
Oh, no.
That's not bad.
I saw Timbo did miss a couple of crucial opportunities last night in his one-wall big ball singles. Put a couple of shots in the floor in the late stages.
There's another point for Team
Three, serving
Ruiz.
3. Go to ball.
Smart run in. Playing the net is Manny Sanchez.
Yeah, that was a poach.
4, serving 3.
These guys have played really tight together in some matches recently, and we saw a lot of controversy between Manny Razzle Dazzle and Timbo because they both
5,
play that
serving
right
3.
side.
Well,
But-
Timbo's saying, you know, it's so hard playing on the same side as Razzle. He's so big, it's hard to even get in position. He has you boxed out on every shot.
Look at those hands.
Yeah.
Does Razzle cut his fingernails before playing this, or
Oh
does the
my
wall do it for
gosh.
him?
And Sampson gives that signal, his signature move, Dave.
6, serving 3.
I love that inside-out shot like that. And that over-aggressive hand slap there, trying to force the referee to
Timeout,
call that a
timeout.
point instead of a
First
hinder.
timeout.
And there is a point being called.
And Dave, I think now we are going to go to Molly Trotter, and Emmett has showed who's one of the top small ball pros in the world, checking out some of this big ball action. Molly.
That's right, guys. I am here with Emmett. Now, Emmett, earlier in the tournament, you did team up with Timbo. How is he as a partner?
Actually, I really meshed well with Timbo. He has, I wasn't sure at the start because he's so fast and I'm so fast, so we're both going to kind of go after the same balls, but we communicated well. He covered the front court really well and kind of rushed to the balls a little faster than me, so it worked out well. So I just played the deep court, he played front, and we worked well as a team.
Now, do you guys think you'll ever team up again?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Hopefully here next year, I'm thinking. I'm going to ask him if he wants to do that. Because we almost won that big match against Sean and Luis, and then if we won that, I think we would have had more confidence and work, better as a team in the finals.
Now, what do you expect here out of this match right now?
Well, I know Timbo gives it his all, so I expect that it might go tiebreaker, and then hopefully, we see a really good tiebreaker, and Timbo might pull it out.
Great, thanks, Emmett. Back to you guys.
We call that an all-out brag to start the interview. And then lastly, apparently not really watching this match, as I don't see a tiebreaker in our future here, not with the way this match has gone and the score here in the second game.
Well, usually when you ask somebody what you think is going to happen in a match, you probably would realize beforehand that they're not actually watching the match.
Oh.
I don't think Emmett has actually watched one point of this match. If he did, he'd know that a tiebreaker is just a random guess. Although it does sound sexy to say.
Well, you know, Dave, how we crunch the numbers here in Vegas, the chances of Timbo and Ricky forcing a tiebreaker, 23%. Just went down to 19.
8, serving 3.
And that's way out.
Nine, serving 3.
And it just seems like Sampson and Manny have a read on every shot here. And Dave, what we build up as
10,
being
serving 3.
a guaranteed dramatic blockbuster has been anything but. This has been one-way traffic all the way, Dave. I think there's anything left for us to say here.
Well, I think it's going breaker.
Really?
No.
No.
11, serving 3.
Well, they're now at 6.3% to go to a tiebreaker.
11, serving 3.
For you poker fans, this would be like getting it all in with 2-7 against aces. That was in.
What was that?
In.
That was good ball. Four, serving 11.
Fortunately for me, Dave, you were not watching that last shot and you couldn't disagree with my call.
I told you I wouldn't.
Oh, didn't hear that.
Not surprised you're not listening. And that ball might have hit the line there. That was a strange shot that hit the side wall and then came down. And
how can it hit the side wall and then just go completely straight?
Well,
but it did.
It doesn't matter if it hits out or not if it hits the side wall, because the side wall is the sideline. If it hits the side wall, it doesn't matter if it lands out. That's like in baseball, hitting a ball over the third base but lands in foul territory.
6 serving 11.
If it winds around.
Timeout.
I mean, it is an interesting discussion point. I mean, if that ball hits that side wall over there on the sideline and then lands out after hitting the side wall.
7-11.
Then it's out. Wherever the ball lands is what the ball is. It has nothing to do with whether it hits the wall or not. I think you might be a little confused here.
Well, I think I am.
Yeah.
I thought the ball hit the sideline itself.
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, it hit the sideline.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was confusing when it hits the side wall, and then we have seen the ball actually feather out, which almost seems like it's literally impossible to do, but this wind has a way of blowing the ball off the court, and also some of the spin itself, like a curveball or a slider, will redirect it out the court. It's very rare, but it does happen.
7 serving 11.
Little extended break here.
Well, this was a timeout called by Sampson.
7 serving 11.
And all of a sudden, Dave, Timbo and Ruiz back in this match.
11.
Costly air there for Ruiz.
12 serving 8.
It'll be very difficult now.
Oh my gosh. Just an underhand paddle. Actually, I don't even think there was a paddle involved. It just slid right out of the fingertips of Manny Razzle.
Well, I think you're seeing Manny Razzle at his best now. The last time these guys played, Manny Razzle struggling with a lower back injury. Really wasn't himself, but now you're seeing Manny Razzle in full flight. Oh, amazing shot there from Razzle. You just can't overpower the big guy, Dave. Doesn't matter how close he is to the wall.
Possible point serving 8.
Possible match. He makes these amazing shots. And there it is. Razzle and the machine, Samson Hernandez, take down Ricky Ruiz and Timbo Gonzalez here in the men's pro doubles finals. And it's a quick exit for Timbo Gonzalez, very frustrated with himself. But enough about that. Samson Hernandez really just redeems himself with the poor play that he had yesterday, and really not the great play that he's had throughout the tournament that we've grown to know and love. And Manny Razzle Dazzle, like you said, had that back injury at La Mirada at the national championships, and it was apparent that he just wasn't himself, and now he is. And you can see what a healthy Razzle looks like on the court. Just really, I would say, almost the dominant player in a lot of ways. Even though it's not making those spectacular Samson Hernandez shots, he certainly was doing what he needs to do to keep the ball into play and also keep those other guys either up front or back. You know, they're trying to blow balls by him, and he just puts out those big paws.
Well, you know, there was a lot of chatter about this matchup. Samson and Razzle saying, well, we'll see how you do when Razzle's healthy, and I think we just found out. If you're a Samson Hernandez fan, and there are a lot of them, you have to feel good about his chances going into the U.S. Open in about a month and a half. The great thing about playing sports and playing handball is there's always another tournament around the corner, and I have a feeling, Dave, he'll be more motivated at that U.S. Open than he's ever been.
I'm not sure if Molly Jean is courtside anywhere or we have an interview, but we certainly would go to her if we're able to track down one of these players. And I believe that player is going to be Samson Hernandez as they are getting situated here. It is really a mob on this show court, not only racquetball, but handball and paddleball all having finals today. And so the crowds are all all bolstered out here. Let's go to Molly Jean, who's courtside. Molly.
All right, guys, I'm here with the winners of Samson and Razzle. First of all, I have to know, where does the nickname come from?
I'm not sure. I think I adapted that name to Raul Cavillo, Little Razzle, and somehow the name got stuck on me. Yeah.
I was just curious. I'm sure people at home, maybe they know, maybe they don't. But anyways, let's talk about the match you just got done playing. Now, nothing but smiles from you. What do you got to say?
Well, I'm actually pretty happy. You know, I get to redeem myself with my singles. You know, we end up on top. They were the #1 team. We actually get #1 seeded, but this time we got second. So I just want to come out here and prove we're still #1, so we can get #1 seeded next time.
And how about for you, Razzle?
It feels good. You know, I've been here. This is my 3rd time back to back in the finals, and this is the first time I actually get to win, and I feel excited. I'm happy and excited. I want to thank my partner. You know, I trust him, and he trusted me, and we came on top today.
Definitely important to trust your partner, and obviously it showed you guys came out on top. Now, what are you going to do now?
Well, I think I still got to play for 3rd, so I might just hang out for a little bit, and then I don't know. We're staying here till Monday. We had an agreement. We're here till Monday.
Having a good time. All right, thanks, guys. Congratulations. Back to you.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Dave, at the beginning of that interview, what happened with – I didn't catch what was going on there with that answer to the first question.
Well, he said that it started with Little Nino, and somehow he became Razzle, and then it went to Big Razzle, and it's just stuck with him ever since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that an answer to a question that wasn't asked?
No, it was actually
okay.
The first question asked, surprisingly, why is his nickname Razzle?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he certainly is going to continue on with the BDR, Big Daddy Razzle moniker that has been given to him as he wins that yellow jersey. Like he said, he's been into the finals 3 years in a row, and finally he had a chance to win one, and he actually had the chance 3 years in a row. He got one now, and so he's going to have a 3-time triple XL yellow jersey coming his way, saying Razzle on the back, and that will be given to him after this tournament as well as Samson. And exactly as I predicted, it was a redemption of sorts for Samson, who said, I didn't do well in the singles. I wanted to show that we're still the #1 players in doubles. He didn't get the #1 seed, and he said he felt like, that was something important to him, and he wanted to get it back to prove that they really were #1. These players are interesting because they pick up on the little things. If they're not seeded #1 in a tournament, regardless of who they're playing, it actually affects them just a little bit. They want to get that #1 seed back. So when they look at the bracket and they see their name with the #1 next to it, or if they see any other number besides #1 when they felt like they deserved it, it's kind of like eats them up a little bit inside, and they hold a little bit of animosity.
Well, to any champion, if you're not #1, you're number 500. I mean, there's no difference to them between #2 and number 19. So they only want to be #1. And, they take a lot of pride in that. Somebody like Samson takes a lot of pride in being at the very top of every bracket that he enters. And when he's not, he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. And you saw that today, and you saw the result.
Likewise, these players are always asking about winning trophies. They say, I want the cash, of course, but is there a trophy? And you give them a medal, and they said, is there a big trophy? We want a big trophy. So it's interesting that the little things that these guys, look forward to and try to earn, and it's just an interesting thing all around. But hopefully and gladly, I should say, that we are able to capture on video and watch how these guys grow from just a couple years back when we made this an official sport and started highlighting it on the big market scene. We have more handball action coming up right around the corner. In fact, 5 minutes. The women's pro doubles will start on this show court. That's 5 minutes from now. Tanisha Grooms and her doubles partner, Jessica Gawley, will be going up against Tracy Davis and Sandy Ng.
I wish I could be here for that
and
one.
That is going to be amazing. Coming up next, we're going to be giving you live coverage on Watch ESPN, the Watch ESPN app, of the women's pro doubles finals. Next, as the WPH World Players of Handball gives you more continued coverage here in Las Vegas. Stick with us.